Hi, I'm Marc with Concealed Carry Safety for Personal Defense. We're in Niles. We're the first and only licensed facility being allowed to teach this subject. It's Illinois Concealed Carry, Utah Concealed Carry, Florida Concealed Carry, and a whole host of other subjects related to that that enhance the person's ability to be able to carry a firearm for defensive purposes and be able to use it effectively to protect themselves and their loved ones. Ideally, the best thing you want to do is avoid any confrontation at all costs, but when it's just too late, sometimes deadly force is going to be the only thing that gets you and your loved ones out of there in one piece. And in all honesty, folks, better you than the bad guy. It's not a pleasant thing to think about shooting another human being, and yet there are people out there that wouldn't think twice about hurting you or those that you care about. You can be the difference, and that's what we hope to help you learn how to do and get comfortable with doing. And we start that at the basic courses, the concealed carry courses, where I'm a fully certified NRA instructor in a number of different disciplines. I'm certified by the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board, and that is in about 60 different disciplines. And I just retired recently from the Cook County Sheriff's Police Training Academy, where I instructed all of these things. And humbly, some of those areas I was selected to actually teach the instructors how to teach it. So I bring a depth of knowledge and experience that I would very much like to pass on to the people that I teach, to give them the enhanced training to allow them to be able to properly react and or avoid a threat. We do women's practical street survival courses where they get to beat up on me a little bit. They seem to like that. And we learn that they learn to disengage and get away from a threat. Maybe use pepper spray. Learn how to recognize a threat or a threatening situation and avoid it. Don't walk into the trap, it can't get sprung on you. There's an awful lot of classroom discussion about what to think, what to do, what not to do. And then if you wind up in the bad situation where you just have to get away from a bad guy, we'll show you how to use basic non-martial arts related stuff. You don't have to be a black belt in karate. You don't have to be strong. There are points on the human body that can cause a great deal of discomfort, enable you to disengage and get away. And that's what we're talking about. You want to get away from the bad guy. You don't want to beat him. You want to learn how to do that? We'll do some subsequent self-defense training later, but I don't think it's where most people want to go. Do you have to pull the trigger? You've got to start getting your mind around that. You've got to think about the effects it's going to have on you, your family, the person you wind up shooting, and their extended families as well. Illinois is joining the 21st century, and I'm very favorably impressed with the laws that they wrote, the training procedures they have. They now have one of the highest training standards in the country. And I really believe that even with that at 16 hours is a bit inadequate, because it enables people to get basic skills, but not combat deployment skills. And I don't mean going to Iraq and fighting Al-Qaeda. I mean when a bad guy is in your face, this course can't prepare you for these things because they just don't include it. And the Illinois State Police, in their wisdom, include in that course the concept of it being just basic marksmanship. And that's where things begin, but we hope you don't let it end there. We offer small classes. We offer private classes that are, of course, somewhat more costly. I will be able to do individual training if you want to pay for that. It's not as expensive as you might think, and it enables you to get a lot more training in a short period of time. We would like to be able to have anyone that has taken any of our courses come back, and we offer a discount for any future courses. And our door is open. We're here every day. If you have a problem, a question, a complaint, a concern, come on in. Coffee's on. We'll have something to eat. We'll sit down and talk. We are always, and I make this pledge, a continuing resource to all of our clients. And you're not students to me, you're clients, because we have an ongoing relationship. I have had a tremendous number of the people that I've trained stop in on a regular basis. Hey, Mark, I saw this on TV. What do you think about it? Let's sit down and talk about it. And what I do with folks is get them to learn how to find the right answers for themselves rather than just come up with a question and get an answer. Because when you research and answer yourself, you learn a lot more along the way, maybe a few more questions that you needed to be answered. That could be too. And the concept is, I will show you how to grow your grain, grind it, and bake your bread so you will have bread for the rest of your life, rather than just give you a loaf of bread and you'll be hungry after you've finished eating that. And that is the way I like to teach people. It's the passion that I bring to this. If I could, not in the reality of this world, but if I could, I would love to be able to teach everybody and not charge them 10 cents. I've got to turn the lights on. There's a guy behind that camera right now. He's getting paid. I've got to pay my mortgage. My wife and I have to eat. I've got to feed my 2 little kitty cats. So all that in reality, I have to charge. We're a business. I think you'll find that you'll get much, much more than you pay for in the long run. And even in the short run, I've had people that have taken the class tell me they learned things that they didn't even know existed before, and they had multiple other state concealed carry training. So if you have a question and have a need, not sure, maybe you're a little scared, you're not sure that guns are for you, come on in. Won't charge you 10 cents. We'll spend a little time with you. You can try our laser pistol. It's incapable of firing a live round. You'll get a concept of what it's like to hold the gun safely. And you'll get comfortable with what is in a lot of people's mind a very foreign concept. And it's very well based. If this were a real firearm, it would be at the touch of a trigger creating pressures of tens of thousands of pounds per square inch, and you're going to be holding your hand around that on purpose, inches from your face and your head. Let's face it, that's not sane, folks. You got to learn how to do it and get comfortable with it. And that's what we're going to get you to do, and get you to the point where you're so comfortable with it that you won't do it when you don't need to do it. And that's the most important thing. Imminent, great threat of bodily harm or death to you or someone you need to protect. Lacking that, you shouldn't have a firearm pointing at another person. The website is www.ccspdtraining.com. That's Charlie, Charlie, Sierra, Papa, Delta, training.com. That's military talk, sorry. You'll see that I have an awful lot of certifications in a lot of different ways, and we can do a lot of different things. Take a look at the stuff, and if you have questions, give me a call, stop in. We're doing a lot of advanced personal training for people, a lot of advanced class training for combat skills. That word is combat is very uncomfortable to people, but if you're going to pull a firearm, even if you don't wind up shooting it, and that is by far the most common thing with guns, that people will pull it, the threat ends, you wait for the police come, and nobody gets hurt, which is the best outcome. We can train you so you're comfortable with it and be able to do your dry fire practice at home to keep your skills current, because it is a deteriorating skill. We do unarmed combat training for both men and women. We're doing women-only classes where it's able to give you the concepts that you need to be comfortable in going around and doing what you have to in this world. As different innovations come available, we evaluate them both in their cost and their effectiveness, which is why we use this laser cert gun now. And I also have a computer set up that records all the hits, and we can actually go over everything with you right here. No embarrassment. You stop in when no one else is around, and we'll look at it for a little bit with you and give you a chance to do what's the best thing for you. We have a large, comfortable classroom. We spent the extra money to make it comfortable. We have nice padded seats, air conditioned, good lighting. We're not going anywhere. We're licensed, insured. The village council voted to grant us a license, and they have not had a problem with that so far. So we're very happy about that, and we're the only ones that are licensed around here to do this, and that says something. We do everything we can to schedule around your needs and keep it in a class setting. The reason for that is it keeps your costs down. And we have found that when we get a large enough group, 5, 10 people, the questions that people wind up asking help everybody learn even more. And sometimes I even get stumped and I got to look it up in the book. And you know what? If I'm learning, I know everybody else is, and that's a real good thing. And the interaction of other people is a very valuable teaching tool, as well as doing some private training when you may not be comfortable with some skills that you may feel a little bit uncomfortable with. So there's a lot of different ways to get this accomplished. We're trying to cover as many of them as we can, and we tried our best to make it as convenient as possible for you. And we just hope that you'll give us a chance to do that. Come on in. Give me a chance to talk to you. My wife, who is the heart of the business, is always in the office with me. She'll give you the lady's perspective on it. I welcome the chance to at least speak with you. And if you decide that I'm not a right fit for you, at least you tried, you gave me the chance. I'll be glad to recommend a different instructor. If you say, Mark, I'm not comfortable with you. You might not like my haircut. If that's what it is, I'll send you to someone that's good. Stop in and see us. Thanks.